Welcome to our story today, which will take you on a journey full of mystery and suspense. This is not just an ordinary tale, but a real experience that will make you feel fear and tension. Imagine driving down a dark road, with a strange parrot, and sounds chasing you in the shadows. This story will reveal unexpected secrets, as Sultan faces terrifying events that will shake all your beliefs. Get ready for mystery, because the story starts now. The unbelievable true story. Sultan was an ordinary young man, like many young people who graduated from university, but he had no opportunity to work. Years passed, and he found himself sitting at home, lacking purpose, without hope, and his debts piling up. He was too ashamed to ask his father for money to survive. He felt frustrated and deeply sad. Every day that passed made him feel more hopeless. But one day, help came from the closest person to him, his uncle, who lived in the city of Arar, in the northern part of the kingdom. His uncle was a businessman with large companies and endless wealth. They met at a family gathering, and his uncle asked him how he was doing. When he found out that Sultan was unemployed, he said to him, "You need my help. I won't let you live like this." Sultan did not expect what his uncle said next. His uncle smiled broadly and said, "I will give you a gift from me. You have nothing to lose." Sultan was shocked and asked, "What do you mean?" His uncle replied, "I will give you a new car, a 2018 model, as a gift from me. Use it to work in the ride-hailing apps, and you'll see how you'll earn money." Sultan was overwhelmed with disbelief. A new car? He couldn't believe it. He thought for a moment, then agreed. With the new car, he started working in ride-hailing apps. But after only a month, Sultan started to feel bored. He was earning money, but he felt that there must be something better. The trips were short, and the profits were low. So, he decided to look for other opportunities. One night, while he was browsing the internet, he saw a strange advertisement. The ad offered an opportunity to transport items from one city to another. The idea was simple: if you're heading to a certain city, you could carry anything in your car for a fee. Sultan thought, why not give it a try? He posted an ad saying he was heading from Riyadh to Arar. The requests started pouring in, and he was quickly making money. He was transporting goods from here to there, and the profits kept increasing. But things started to get more complicated. On one of the trips, he got a call from a strange person asking him to deliver a small parrot to Arar. He offered a generous amount of 500 reals. Sultan felt something strange, but he agreed. He wondered to himself, what could happen? He took the parrot and set off. The strange journey. While he was driving at night, Sultan began to feel something strange. The car was moving along the highway, but he felt the road was longer than usual. The darkness seemed to be growing thicker, and the lights in the distance barely flickered. At that moment, he felt an invisible presence watching his every move. He began to look to the sides of the road, seeing shadows moving in the darkness. At first, he thought it was just his imagination, but as time passed, he began to hear faint whispers, as if someone was murmuring in his ear. His heart began to race. The parrot in the cage started to move strangely. It began to screech in an unnatural way, as if something was disturbing it. When he looked at it, he felt that something wasn't right. The parrot stared at him with strange eyes, as if they had become connected to another world. Then, at a dark turn in the road, Sultan felt that the car was starting to move unnaturally. Suddenly, the car stopped in front of a dark barrier. He tried to move it, but it felt as if some invisible force was holding him back. He looked around and saw that the shadows that had been following him had grown thicker, as if they were surrounding him from all sides. The encounter with the unknown. At that moment, Sultan felt something uncomfortable stir deep inside him. The road seemed endless, and the farther he went, the more intense the shadows became. Suddenly, a strange figure appeared in front of him. The person was wearing a long black coat, and his face was unclear, with glowing eyes. The figure spoke in a calm voice, "You've entered a world from which you cannot escape now. You are in a place you should not have been." The words hit Sultan like a lightning strike, and he felt something terrifying in his heart. Before he could respond, the strange figure suddenly disappeared, leaving behind a strange, suspicious smell in the air. It felt as if the air itself had become heavier, pressing against his chest. The voices in the darkness. As Sultan neared Arar, the shadows that followed him became more distinct. At that moment, another barrier appeared in front of him, a narrow dark path leading to frightening mountains. Suddenly, the parrot began to scream hysterically. When Sultan looked in the mirrors, he felt something strange was watching his car. There was something else, something invisible, following him. In the heart of the desert. As Sultan entered the desert road, it felt like time had stopped. He began to watch the shadows around him that seemed to be following him, and suddenly, he turned to find a strange figure standing by the side of the road. The figure was an elderly man, with children standing beside him, waving at him from a distance. Everything around him seemed unnaturally dark. But Sultan felt something strange. These figures, these shadows, seemed to be watching his every move, as if they weren't human. His heart started to race, and the air in the car grew heavier. He tried to speed up, but he felt like the car wasn't moving as it should. The shocking moment. As he neared the mountains, Sultan discovered something strange. He was driving his car when suddenly, he collided with something massive in the middle of the road. He stopped, and when he got out to check what happened, he felt something strange in the air. The atmosphere around him grew heavier, as if something sinister was approaching. His heart raced as he hurried back to the car to find that the door had been mysteriously locked, as if some invisible force was preventing him from getting out. At that moment, the parrot said something Sultan didn't understand at first. The parrot said to him, "You've been trapped here forever, you're in our world now." The horrific end. Suddenly, just as the strange figure had disappeared in the hospital, Sultan disappeared into the same darkness. He didn't know what was happening around him. His car was stuck in a dark place, and the shadows were closing in on him. When his car started moving again, the city lights appeared in the distance. But Sultan felt nothing but terror. However, when he returned, he discovered that this wasn't just a normal trip. Sultan had entered a world from which he couldn't escape, living moments of fear and anxiety he had never known before. He was trapped between the shadows, unable to return. And so, the story that Sultan lives remains a mysterious enigma, sparking terror and unease in the heart of anyone who hears it. The shadows, the parrot, the mysterious figures, they were all part of a dark truth that cannot be explained. Was Sultan really a victim of another world? And was what he went through just a figment of his imagination? Or was he a victim of a world full of secrets that no one can unravel? Our story is over today. For more stories, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family, and do not skimp on commenting and liking.